It was just brought to my attention about some grand foul information, yo. It's like at the end of the day, this video is really important. You know what I'm saying? This is like real. This shit is bananas. Like, share, and subscribe. While everybody is debating history, debating religion, arguing should the kids be able to wear drag or not. There's real shit going on right now in real time that we're supposed to be looking at. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's looking at it. So first off, you get this Barack Obama clown that everybody keeps, sucking the balls of. Oh shit. Everybody keeps this guy's fucking name in their fucking mouth, acting like this is not one of the biggest dirt bags of all time. So not only is he not black, he's not what you would call an American Negro. He can't be. And it's not just because his mom's white. No, his dad is literally from Africa. He's not from a slave trade. So he has nothing to do with this. Okay, then his mom is not no average white woman, seeing how she messes with that guy from Africa. But then she also remarries a very wealthy man from Indonesia. This is where the Santoros comes from. Barry Santoros and all that stuff. All right. We got everybody out here in the world looking up to this jerk off, talking about, he's a good guy and he's the best president and all this different stuff, not even realizing that he's the one that took away the word Oriental and the word Negro from the lexicon. You can't even use them anymore, which is going to verify back to a lot of different things. He's also the one dealing with the homosexual marriages and stuff like that. Okay, cool. Now check this out. If you're a Negro from America, if you're a Northern American Negro, should I say, do you know how bad this infiltrator messed up your stuff? He messed it up to a point to where people that are not your struggle are going to act like they have your plight, which they don't. And they're going to rob you of your benefits and the things that you fought to make. You guys created this. All foreigners have to realize none of you would be getting any of the rights you were getting if it wasn't for the American Negro. They're the ones who did it. They're the ones who did it. Now, you think I'm only acknowledging this because I'm a melanated being from America or North America. This is what you would say. But what if I show you someone else who's sharing this information, and the way he shared it was actually really deep? We're only going to get 55 seconds. It's a 7-minute video, but nah. Only need 55 seconds. Don't need much. This is going to be really, really deep. Like I said, the crazy thing about my page is while everybody else is on some bullshit, I'm actually giving the real deal facts. And that's the beauty about, any of my concepts for videos. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, you're going to get
when
some
Barack
of the
Obama came into power, he did something I don't think anybody recognizes, but it was the most deleterious thing in my life that any president. Binary of the unique African-American experience, which was like no other minority. And that binary had been something that binary since the Civil War and the Civil Rights Movement had been something the United States was working and succeeding in. And he said that it's not just black versus white, it's everybody who is non-white. They're part of a collective. And all of a sudden, I noticed that people who are a third-generation Japanese optometrist or a upper middle-class professor from Brazil was telling me that he was diverse. And all of a sudden, they were part of this group, and we were all going to find some type of edge. So we.
Now, since they played the tape funny, let's listen.
When Barack Obama came into power, he did something I don't think anybody recognizes, but it was the most deleterious. When Barack Obama came into power, he did something I don't think anybody recognizes, but it was the most deleterious thing in my life that any president's done. He took the binary of the unique African-American experience, which was like no other minority. And that binary had been something that binary since the Civil War and the Civil Rights Movement had been something the United States was working and succeeding in. And he said that it's not just black versus white, it's everybody who is non-white. They're part of a collective. And all of a sudden I noticed that people who were rich farm owners with 10,000 acres from the Punjab, or a third generation Japanese optometrist, or a upper middle class professor from Brazil was telling me that he was diverse. And all.
Are you getting what this white guy is telling us? What David's
part of this group, and we were all going to find some type of edge. So we had Elizabeth Warren saying she was Native American. We had Rachel Dolezal saying she was black, and it became kind of a parlor game among friends of mine. They said, your children have Oklahoma blood in them. Maybe they're Cherokee. Why don't you take a DNA and they can get a little edge? Everybody was trying to find some edge. And it shows you how racist we've become, because as you know, in the old South, everybody was doing the opposite. Everybody was scared stiff that somewhere in their past they had black blood, and they had 1/16 was the rule, one drop. If you could trace a African American, then you were considered African American. Now we've gone back to the Confederate idea and just flipped it, but it's still racist. So we are we're tribal people now, and there's no society, whether it's the Balkans or Rwanda, we know.
Let's go back to the beginning, because I get what he's saying. I get his point. Let's go back to the beginning.
Or he did something I don't think. When Barack Obama came into power, he did something I don't think anybody recognizes, but it was the most deleterious thing in my life that any president's done. He took the binary of the unique African-American experience, which was like no other minority. And that binary had been something that binary since the Civil War and the Civil Rights Movement had been something the United States was working and succeeding in. And he said that it's not just black versus white, it's everybody who is non-white. They're part of a collective. And all of a sudden I noticed that people who were rich farm owners with 10,000 acres from the Punjab, or a third generation Japanese optometrist, or a upper middle class professor from Brazil was telling me that he was diverse.
Now, this all happened from Barack Obama putting out this trope about, it's all minorities versus the white man, when it was only the American, Negroes that went through what they went through. Everybody can talk about slavery. That's fine. The only problem comes in when it comes to everybody wasn't a slave in the building of the world's best corporation. See, that's the problem. That's where it comes in. Quick interlude.
They're still here.
They're after us. They know we're still in here. They're after the place. They don't know why. They just remember. Remember that they want to be in here.
What the hell are they?
They're us, that's all. There's no more room in hell. What? Something my granddaddy used to tell us. You know Macumba? Voodoo. Granddad was a priest in Trinidad. He used to tell us, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
Now, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing that is going on around the world in this country. Now, let's kick some facts, because I'm tired of, bad energy. I'm tired of people thinking that this shit is all a misery game. No. It's time to start kicking ass, okay? It is. It's not time for a new roster of ratchet female MC hits. Nobody's trying to hear this crap. But I'm saying that to say this. So Barack Obama is the reason that everybody wanted diversity. That's where it started. That's what they're saying. It started with him. The problem with that is he took a plight that the Americans, Negroes, were doing, and then he tried to give it to everybody. But once again, like I said, everybody wasn't a slave in creating the world's greatest corporation. Where are the Hispanics coming? Where are the Middle Easterns trying to blow up? Where are the Jews trying to spellbound and own all the sports teams? Where did all this music come from? Even if people have their own cultural music, it all collaborated with these four different styles: rock, jazz, blues. Nowadays we got techno, all different types of stuff. But where did it all come from? All came from the rock. Okay. So, people talk about nutrients in Africa and stuff like that. Africans are coming over here. They don't even have a bunch of commercials promoting Africa like that, like a vacation Africa. They don't do that. But over there, they have many commercials promoting America. Many of them. If you take away the people that were here that did it, and then you try to give it to everybody else, and you try to say, oh, everybody had a part in making America, knowing damn well that they didn't. It's like America was being built way before the 50s, guys. The 1950s, way before that. And we're not talking about just backbone labor. No, there's a lot of engineering that came from the people that are in this country, but they're the American Negroes. That's who they are. There's a big argument about tethers now. That's what everybody's talking about. All these people trying to leech off another person's story. And it's true. Are there American blacks with problems and all that stuff? Of course. Are there other races with problems? Of course. But what Barack Obama did could only be done by someone who wasn't a part of this story. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it was so easy for him to do this because he's not a part of that story. He has nothing to do with it. He has nothing to do with the American Indian. He has nothing to do with the slave trade. He has nothing to do with nothing. And here's another thing I wanted to bring up. Why do we fault the white guy for the American slave trade? When 90% of those boats went to South America in an area that he was not controlling. It was like only 307,000 slaves that came to North America, or the corporation known as the United States of America. So, I don't know. It's like the story's kind of off, and it's like it throws you on a trail that you shouldn't even be looking at. You should be looking at something else. But I'm saying that on a note back to the point. Why was it so easy for him to take away the Negro word, to basically push, homosexuality on the country, period, but then in a sly way be able to take the United States of America Negro, the corporation Negro, and put his plight to every other person that had nothing to do with what happened to them? courtesy of, the CIA and the FBI had to be, because you have people like these Black Panthers and stuff, and they're the ones who talk about a worldwide group. They're the ones who want that. Oh, it's Africa's worldwide, all over the diaspora. And it's like, hold up, y'all didn't make rock and roll. Y'all didn't make hip hop, motherfucker. It's like, we can't do that. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you the Watusi. I'll give you, certain foods, and I'll give you reggae and whatever, the samba, I'll give you whatever you want. I'll give you all that stuff. But it's like, I can't give you the modern helicopter. I can't say that. I can't say that these Africans across the diaspora created this. No, I can't. It's the American Negro. I can't give you the crossover. I can't do that. I can't do that. The American Negro created it. I can't give you soul music. I can't even give you soul food. I can't, because the pig guts and all that was only given to the Northern American, United States of America Negro. That was the only one who got stuff like that. So, that's why the culture is different. The food is different. The mind state is different. A lot of things are different. So Barack just put us all in one mush and be like, they're all niggers. Surprisingly, he would be the one who did that. Why did they let this dude get in office? Not one ghetto was closed. Things got worse. More Black people died on Obama watch than ever before. Like, ever. Then you got the Obamacare thing. That ended up robbing us more than helping us, because at the end of the day, most people didn't really want to change their coverage plans already. And then it really didn't do much for anybody. That's why you don't hear nobody talking about it anymore. You hear people talking about Obama phones more than Obamacare. And that's not even the push. The push was the damn care. The push was the care. You've heard Obama phone in your life more than you've heard Obamacare. That's a damn shame. And that's also a damn fact. And it's true. Ask anybody. Ask anybody who voted for that fool. Have you heard the word Obama phone more than you've heard Obamacare? Yeah, it's weird. I have. I know. It's like, the same thing they were giving to the illegals, they're giving them Obama phones. And what did we all say about those phones? They're tapped. They're wired. So this seems more like a sting, if anything. It seems more like they were just trying to keep tabs on you people. Same thing they argued with Bush about. Pressing for it. He's not an American Negro. And it makes sense if he's the one who pushed the issue of giving our rights as who we are, our story, to everybody else. And then they come over here and they have their nose up to us because they're not us. Who does that? Who comes to the family barbecue, me mugging their own family? Like, who does that? That makes no sense. So it's like they come over here, they have businesses, they don't do business with us. You know what I'm saying? They mess more with the Caribbean people or their African people than opposed to the Americans. You know what I'm saying? And if they do mess with us, then they double back on some weird shit like Akon and be talking shit about us at the same time. It's like you want to make money off us, but then talk shit about us. It's like, oh, yeah, how colorful. Or be like the guy who went to go visit Africa and talk about he wanted to go see his family and, try to unite with Africans, and they call him colored boy. Colored boy. This is a foreigner in Africa calling you a colored. So you're not African. You're not his tribe. You're a colored. Okay, the colored water fountains. All right, Indians are turning to colored. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going to sit here and argue with people. What I'm going to tell you is, why is the same guy that, he's his whole life, he's known as Barry. It's like, this is so stupid. We should feel like a slap in the face. It's like, why when you start running for president, now all of a sudden you're Barack Obama? But your whole life in school, bro, we can get your fucking school ID cards. You're Barry. You're Barry Santoros. You're not even Barack Obama because, first of all, that's impossible. Your mom was remarried. I know you couldn't have went to school with your dad's name. That's impossible. You didn't even know him. Your mom remarried some rich Indonesian dude. We got the baby pictures. We got the baby pictures of you with the Chinese people. That's crazy. We got the actual pictures Hussein Obama with the Chinese people as a kid. Now here's the weird thing: his mama white, his daddy African. Where the Asian people come from? Not Chinese people, the Indonesian people. Where the Asian people come from? How you got that in your background? The Kanye West thing, that was a visit. Nobody cares about that. How Barack got that shit? And then all of a sudden he become Barack. Why wouldn't he be Santoros? And then why did that comedian at the roast say, Barry, you still my nigga? Why did he call you by your government name? Why do you have a book that's autographed by your real name? You called yourself Barry. You're not Barack yet. So I'm supposed to believe this Barack Obama dude, he's supposed to be African from Kenya. He ain't never near nada had anything to do with Kenya. Then he's dancing on Ellen DeGeneres. He's playing basketball. He's supposed to be like some down soul brother. They show pictures of him with a cigarette in his mouth and hat on. And it's like, bro, he's raised white. Where is the nigga at? Like, it doesn't exist. Like, if he's a fucking COINTEL agent, like if they raised him up somewhere and then just placed him in front of us. And that seems more truth because nobody in Chicago knew who he was. Until he starts running for office, nobody knew who he was. He ain't got no old pictures with ex-gang members, GDs and BDs trying to make peace, and no local rappers knew of him. You never heard of any of these rappers ever mentioning this guy until all of a sudden then he goes for president. Now my president is black, and it's like, come on, man. Come on, man. Well, guess what? This is the same guy who gave all of our privileges as being the American Negroes to somebody else. And they don't even fuck with us like that. That's the most shameful part. It's like you giving all our liberties and rights to people that we got to walk down the street next to that wouldn't even care if we lived or died. They're not here to help us. That's why you don't see no American Negroes working at any of these spots. Haitian, Jamaican, some of y'all say the Puerto Rican is us. You don't see y'all working in no Puerto Rican shops. You can keep naming, bro. That 12 tribe chart is a fucking joke. It's a joke because it's impossible. It doesn't even happen in reality. So why are we like faking it fun? Why are we playing this shit? And they try to blame it on the parents, the older people. So wait, if the older people are raising, how the fuck is it? Wait, no. We going back in our time. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to these 5 civilized tribes and y'all talking about blacks and slaves with Indians and stuff, bro, y'all only can talk about 5 groups. I'm Nipmuc. I didn't even claim none of these tribes y'all talk about. That's the funny thing. I don't even claim that. I'm claiming a whole nother tribe that none of y'all ever mentioned. That's one of the oldest ones over here. Ungangawan. Yeah, that's what I am. That's the group that I'm a part of. But we branched off into 5 different fucking groups. Narragansett. You know what I'm saying? The Wampapong. Like, I can keep naming. There's a gang of different groups. We're all the way in Canada. But the point is this. I didn't call myself a Chata. I didn't call myself a Cherokee. I didn't use none of those groups. So it's like, okay. So if I'm telling you that I'm Indian and we don't have no background of enslaving no Negroes, and how the fuck are you going to argue and tell me that we're not one and the same? I know why they started calling people Negroes, because they've been calling us Negroes over here. That's Spanish language. Those are the first people over here, some conquistadors. Okay, so who they referring to? Because y'all the weirdos nowadays that call these conquistadors Indians, knowing damn well that they're not, because they don't try to speak no other language. And they're coming to a whole nother part of the hemisphere. It'd be different if they stayed where they at. Okay, speak that language. But if you were where you were and the shit didn't work and you want to get away from that, why the hell would you come up here and try to speak that like that worked? I told you, it's only in the United States. It's only in the corporation that the great building happened. You know what I'm saying? What do they don't call Europe the new Rome. They don't call China the new Rome. They don't call Russia the new Rome. They don't call China the new Egypt. They don't call Europe the new Egypt. They don't call Russia the new Egypt. They don't call Africa nothing. Bro, who do they talk about when they talk about this shit? It's us. Okay, so why do you think they hate on America so much? Because the white guy enslaved some Negroes? Shut the fuck up. Bro, it's business. You guys are the most innovative people on earth. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But I keep telling people that's the spirit of the American Indian. This is where it happened. All those slave stories, all them getaways, all them revolts, fights, all that shit is right here. It was all right here. You can tell me about them stories in South America all you want. It didn't work that well because, first of all, they booted the fuck out of dark-skinned people. They didn't even like dark-skinned people down in South America. And then lastly, but not leastly, where did those revolts go? What buildings did they do? What great things did they do? Oh, it's because you had the white man. So did the African. I thought they got colonized too. So what the fuck happened? They got the French, the Dutch, all that shit. We got Creoles too. So don't act like we didn't go through the same whatchamacallit, the same problem. But for some reason, the people over here were so masterful, they ended up making new languages because this is not old English, this is modern English. They ended up making all types of new music and sounds for the new time because y'all act like there were some violins back in Egypt. You know, they innovated the sports, you know what I'm saying? Sports was so mediocre before the Negroes got in them. Like, nobody can front. If you can find any of them old tapes, you will fall asleep out of boredom. It's a fact. Okay, my group is so good that's basically all you see now. It was at a time they didn't even want us to play with them. We had to make our own thing. Okay, now they can't play without us. The game just wouldn't work the same. It just wouldn't work the same. They try to tweak the rules now. They didn't switch and added so many rules to these sports. It's basically a pity pat club now. It's cute shit now. You know what I'm saying? There's no real like athleticism at all going on. There's no competition anymore. Everybody knows that. You guys see the Pro Bowl now? They got padding on. They had flag football. They had flags on. I was like, what the hell happened? They used to have helmets on. It was a real game. Now it's flag football, and it's like, what? Like what? I'm saying that to say this. I understand why they do my people wrong, because my people don't understand it's a spell game anyway. They don't understand the spell, so they just denounce all of it, and it's like, no, you can't win like that. This is how people are able to just look like you and play you. You know what I'm saying? Hence Barack Obama. That's how that happened. Because you guys were so into some dream that none of us ever had. Nobody even cared about that shit. That's no baby boomer shit. But to have a black president. Y'all don't even like the president, period. You ain't never seen no black people gun-ho for no president. So why would it matter if they put one in blackface? And did it matter in the end? No. Did we get anything? No. Did the George Floyd, not George Floyd, my bad. Did Trayvon Martin story come out felonious in the end? Yes. Did the Martin Brown or whatever, did that story end up coming out felonious? Yes. Did the dude who ended up getting paralyzed for pulling out a knife on the police from getting called from him abusing his woman, did that end up being? Yes. George Floyd, same thing. Yes. Who are these cats? These black Democrats. It's like, it is what it is. We've seen this long enough. I was just shocked when I heard the white guy said, I'm gonna play it again. Let's see what he said again. Because that was deep. That was deep.
When Barack Obama came into power, he did something I don't think anybody recognizes, but it was the most deleterious thing in my life that any president's done. He took the binary of the unique African-American experience, which was
the unique African-American experience. Now, you know, he white. He got to say it like that. No, the American Negro experience.
Like no other minority.
Like no other minority. So that's a pale face off the bat saying your story is like no other minority on earth. None. Because none of them had to stay in the place that they created. You guys, either with the Emancipation Proclamation or the Indians already being here and then them acting like they had civilization, the white guy created it, when no, there was already apartments over here. There's already complexes over here when they get here. You have to remember, they're only on the north. The east. Only in Plymouth Rock area, they're only so far. Even the 13 colonies is only so far. That's 13 colonies. That's not the Midwest. That's not the West. That's not all this other land that's here. So it's like they didn't have everything, bro. They didn't know everything. Shit, even the conquistadors. There's certain places in South America that they did not reach. You know what I'm saying? They got picked off. But I'm saying that to say this. Do you know how much shit was already here? Like your air pod places that you guys hold your helicopters in your airplanes and stuff like this. Those are air duct stations. Bro, those are like giant We-2s. That's exactly what a We-2 look like. A We-2 looks like a New York downtown apartment. Big ass spaces. That's what they look like. They were huge as hell. They just gave you teepees. Okay, there's pyramids over here. They only talked about Egypt. There was so much advanced technology, there's no way in hell that they could say they just learned on their own. They didn't. They didn't. How would you know that you could build over here things certain heights off the ground? Unless there was already things built high off the ground. So it's only these American Negroes. Only them have a story unique, unlike any other minority.
He took the binary of the unique African American experience, which was like no other minority. And that binary had been something that binary since the Civil War and the Civil Rights Movement had been something the United States was working and succeeding in. And he said that it's not just black versus white, it's everybody who is non-white. They're part of a collective. And all of a sudden I noticed that people who were rich farm owners with 10,000 acres from the Punjab, or a third generation Japanese optometrist, or a upper middle class professor from Brazil was telling me that he was diverse.
You see, that's where all those benefits and those grants come in that nobody's touching. And everybody's arguing, where's the money going? When you see people that are not even from here, you know what I'm saying? These people are not even from here. And they getting all these payouts, and you're like, why are we not getting anything? When you're not black, when you're just an American citizen that pays your bills. And it seems like the more advancement you get in your job, the more raises you get, the more bonuses, the more taxes come, the more they're taking out your stuff to provide for things that are not you. Well, this happened basically just like it always happens. Nobody can front. They always test out on the American Negro, and then they work their way up to everybody else. That's just how it works. So when they put our story in with every other minority, we got lost in the wash because they were already putting these jokers in front of us, even though they didn't put in any of the work. There's a movie out right now about World War II, and it's about airmen, about the pilots, number white boys. I'm like, what the fuck? Everybody didn't see Tuskegee Airmen. Everybody didn't see Red Tails. We know in both of those movies, they clearly say that white people was getting their ass handed to them. And it was the Tuskegee Airmen that saved they behind the whole time, the whole war, World War I and World War II. These are the real dogfighters of the world wars. These black men. You know what I'm saying? The ones that was going against the kamikaze planes, all that. These black men. Now you got people nowadays trying to make Charlie Kirk seem like he racist because he's just clearly stating that since you guys are claiming that you're hiring people simply based off race for diversity purposes. Of course, I would be skeptical if I found out the pilot was black. He's not saying that, oh, like if you're a black pilot, I'm racist. No, because people could have just brought up the Tuskegee Airmen. He's saying it because you're playing with people's brains. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you had a black doctor to do open heart surgery on you. You'd be nervous if you were white, but you wouldn't be if you knew he was the first one to do it ever. If you knew that it was a black man to ever do it the first time and succeed, you wouldn't be so nervous. Okay, but if I put the stereotype of only white people can do that, then it's a possibility you might be nervous if I give you a different group. That's what Charlie Kirk was basically saying. He wasn't trying to be racist with it. I don't believe he's racist. I don't believe he's like super historically smart, but I also don't believe he's dumb. So, it is what it is. By people allowing us to be so racially charged, and that's the funny thing, black people claim not to be racist. Fool, stop it. Y'all only let Sexy Red live because she black. Y'all only let all these ignorant rappers go on what they're doing because they're black. That's the only reason you do it. Because y'all hated on Eminem, y'all hated on Vanilla Ice, so on and so on and so on, and they came with black style. But see, that's what it is. They're not black. That's racist. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody get mad at Average White Band. They can sing. Ain't nobody get mad at the Bee Gees. They can sing. Ain't nobody get mad at, plenty of white people that have funked it out with us, jazzed it out with us, bluesed it out with us, fought it out with us. It's like, historically, there's always been cool white people. Just like there's always been cool black people. Just like there's always been bad black people. Just like there's always been bad white people. It's like, it's human nature, man. That has nothing to do with color. But since they stressed that so much, we voted this joker in. And what did he end up doing? He ended up making every other minority's play ours. But they didn't invent the dunk. They didn't invent the stealing of the bases in baseball. They didn't invent the patent for the thermo can. The stoplight. They didn't help get the calculations to get to the moon. They didn't say it was 3 women. One was Puerto Rican, one was Italian, and the other one was a Nigerian woman. They didn't say that. They said 3 Negro American women. How you gonna take that? Like that's where the thing comes in, and that's why black people gotta realize that stuff. Y'all gotta stop. It's cool to be cool to everybody, but stop letting them into your shit, bro. Like, stop doing that. Like, you need to put your patent down and put your foot down on what you're bringing to the table. You will never in your life be able to make a taco, be a Hindu making a taco, right? And be able to claim he invented that shit. Motherfuckers be like, man, if you don't knock it the fuck off, I have Pepe right now come shank your bitch ass. Motherfucker, damn well that's they shit. It's like, keep it real. Now, with something as, fruitful as rice, that's different. A lot of people can claim that. But pizza. You know what I'm saying? Some fucking Australian dudes claiming to make pizza. You'd be like, this is blasphemy. You know what I'm saying? Some Scottish dudes claim to be the originator of hog head cheese or something. Like ham hocks, some shit. Like, bruh. We know who's doing what and who's doing what. But why would you take that from us? Now remember, Barack's involved with the Clintons. Barack's involved with all that other weird shit as well. A lot of weird shit going on. Epstein Island, all that stuff. People dumb as hell. You know what I'm saying? Everybody listening to Kevin Samuels, and even if he had some good talking points, we all got to admit that's some boule shit. All that men versus women wars, Red Pill, Priscilla Clark, all that's boule. All of it is, because they never wanted y'all to get along together anyway. So we should have knew that shit. Once motherfuckers start talking about all hating women and hating men, oh yeah, this is boule. Because remember, they all want y'all to be gay anyway. So this makes perfect sense. This sounds like a perfect plan for them. Keep these motherfuckers arguing so we can molest and murder the kids and turn them all to homos and destroy civilization. Sounds about a good plan to me. Okay. Why is it always falling on my people? Most innovative. Look at all the stuff that they do. You know what I mean? They just turned us to a. It's just a flip of the coin, guys. That's why I always try to tell people. It's just like this. It's like we're this way right now. Right? We just need to just turn it over and go this way. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's pretty much all our problem is. We just been going one way for so long, and it starts with the Democratic Party. Black people can't go independent. You guys aren't united, and you don't own anything. So how could you be independent at all? That makes no sense. You're just gonna give all your money to corporations. Okay, you can't be liberal because that's how y'all been like weird anyway. That Democrat liberal route, they had y'all weird. Republican, I say, because y'all wouldn't be doing crime and you think a little better. And remember, it's just a thought process. It doesn't mean you gotta be gun ho and all that. But it would help out a lot. You wouldn't be getting played as much. I notice on this side, there's a lot of good-looking demons. They keep people that they feel that maybe you'd be enticed by, you'll like and you'll fall in love with, and then they fuck us over. And they keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? It keeps happening, like over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's like, what are you gonna do? It's gonna stay stupid forever. So I said to say this. A white guy told us. It wasn't a black guy telling us this. It's a white guy telling us this. That, Barack did the most, like, what do you say? Like, not totalitarian, but like deleterian thing I've ever seen. He's like, bro, he basically made everybody take over the story of these great people. And it's like they're the only ones who are these people, bro. And it's like you just gave it to everybody else. How can you do that? How could you do that, Barack? Huh? You fake ass African. You're not even a real African, my nigga. Or better yet, take that back. Scratch it. You're not even a real nigga. You are a Hawaiian buster. Somebody who had never done nothing. And you fucking sharp tooth wife. That motherfucker look like the T-Rex of Land Before Time. I don't give a noise. Michelle Obama is sharp tooth. Fucking teeth set up just the same way. I don't know. Okay. I wonder what it looks like watching her like eat a fucking steak or something. I wonder that shit like grind like a typewriter. Whatever. Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it, Barack? You got a lot on your hands, man. And you put the country in like 20 trillion in debt, so you can't front. You guys don't have no limbs to stand on with this guy. He introduces gay marriage. He puts the country in 20 trillion in debt. He's a bozo. Nothing that he said worked. He tries to blame other groups, but it's like even when y'all run the show with the guy Joe Biden, it's like when y'all had all that push and pull. Look, all y'all did was ruin the country again. It's like, isn't that ironic? Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? It's like every time y'all in charge, the country just get fucked up. Y'all know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all or you work for somebody that's always wanted to destroy this place. You know what I mean? And I think it's fucked up because it's like with all the information we just found out about the Indian situation, if it all failed, where would we go? And ain't nobody representing for it. The Siberians are either, abusing each other on the reservation or running casinos. They don't give a fuck about the land. They're not out here even talking about history. And I know why, because there's so much Negro shit in there. I wouldn't want to talk about it either. They'd be like, see, Negroes not Indians. No, bro, they are. The first place the Portuguese go is Brazil. First place the Portuguese go is Brazil. They called them Negros del Terra. They called them that. Anybody else from Africa? Shut the fuck. Pan-Africans, all of them claim to have been brought over here in some great slave trade, and that's the only way that they got over here. That's fine. The only issue with that is all of them went to South America. So I don't even know why we keep talking about this white guy like that. Like, everybody keeps talking about the old evil white man. No, it seems like the old evil conquistador because he got more of the weight. He got all the weight. The Caribbean, the motherfucking South America. They got all the numbers. The corporation, United States of America, only got 307,000 slaves. So it's like the white boy wasn't even holding no weight like that. And that's how we also know that white cargo shit is true. They might not even have been no Negro. They might have all been white people. Hence, who was working in the tobacco fields. It makes sense. You was already over this motherfucker. And that's where people be like, oh, well, wait a minute, Carolina boats. Yes, those came from the Caribbean. That's where all that hoodoo, voodoo, chicken bones in the hallway bullshit came from. Because everybody in the North and in the West and in the Midwest know most of us didn't have any of that shit when we grew up. None of y'all knew about no Oshun and no go. Y'all wasn't getting told none of that shit. All that stuff comes from people that were transferred from the Caribbean to the South. That's how it happened. But it's whatever. They're not going to talk about that because the whole Illuminati matrix trap is going on. It's all about wealth and, you know, who looks pretty, even though they're leading you into destruction. It doesn't matter because, you know, they're cute to society. That's what society is saying. They look good. Oh my God, they're so sexy, so sexual. It's like, motherfucker is a demon and shit. Nah, but they look good though. All right, well, whatever. Pick your poison, man. Barack is a dirty bitch. Always was and always will be. And anybody who voted for him because he looks good, well, you see the result of this shit. A white guy told us. He took your strength, your stride, and gave it to everybody. Just like the Pan-Africans do. Oh, we're all together, we're all united, all of us, we're all the same. Stop letting them steal your fucking dynasty, man. Goes.